Over the years, I've settled into using about 13 mics on a drum kit. That seems to work really well in the space that I'm in, which is about an 8x10 room with 15-foot ceilings. And so just panning around a little bit here, you can see each tom is mic'd. I've got a separate small diaphragm condenser on the ride and the hi-hat, a couple of overheads high above there. Then as we pan back down, you'll see in the background there the two Fathead 2 ribbon mics as stereo room mics out in front of the kit. The old trusty SM57 on snare. And the kit is a Yamaha Studio Classic, which has worked great for years for me. It's actually not that expensive. Inside the kick here, we have the AKG D112. I like to get it in about the middle of the kick. You can see from the other angle here, got a blanket in the kit to dampen the sound a bit. It's about in the middle, pointed slightly off center of the beater. And outside kick mic, really love the Yamaha Subkick, what it adds, just a really nice sub bass low end to blend in with the inside kick, and those two together gives you a nice big full sound. Snare top, Shure SM57. You can kind of see how I have it angled to point towards where the drummer for this particular session was hitting. You can kind of see the marks there from where the attack was, and showing the side angle here so you can kind of see a little bit better how it's positioned. But really it just depends on the song and the snare drum, so feel free to experiment there. Rode NT5 on the bottom. I really like to have the bottom snare mic to blend. It just adds a little something different to the top end. Rode NT3 on the hi-hat. On the ride mic, the other Rode NT5. And one thing to note here, you just want to have it high enough to, if he really gets in and digs into the crash, or the ride rather, you don't want the cymbal to come up and hit the mic. Have CAD M179s on the toms, and the cool thing about these mics, they're not very expensive, and they have a super cardioid pattern that really comes in handy to use on the toms to not have so much bleed from the other parts of the drum. On overheads, I really like the Audio Technica AT4040s. They're kind of a medium diaphragm condenser mic from what I understand, so you get some of the benefits of the small diaphragm and the large. I really like these. I've used small diaphragm over the years. I've used large. I really like the transient response of these, as well as capturing the high end of some of the attack that the small diaphragm condensers give you. Out front we have a pair of Fathead 2 ribbon mics. Just really great sounding ribbons. Came with the stereo bar there, as you can see. And I just really like what they bring. The room, like I said, is not huge, but adding those mics in really gives a good feel to the room. Really gives a nice professional sound to where it sounds like it was recorded in a nice room, because you can see a bit as we pan around, the room is treated well. And thankfully the ceilings are 15 feet, which helps out, but the width and the depth of the room is not that large itself. Behind the kit there you see a Korby Audio KAT microphone, which has the 47 capsule in this case, which is what I really like to use on the drum as a room mic. And the reason for positioning that mic behind the kit, I really like to have a drummer's perspective when I mix. That's just my preference. And having that mic pan mono up the middle and really being able to dirty it up and automate that up or down for certain parts of the song gives great energy. And so I pan up here so you can see the ceiling. Got some diffusion, RLX diffusion on the ceiling. Got some homemade and also some ready traps for broadband absorption around the room that works out really well. And further just giving some shots of the whole kit here so you can kind of see the relationship of the placements of the mics to one another. And this is kind of a general rule of what I usually do in a session, but sometimes artists bring in a different kit. And so when that happens, you definitely experiment more with the mic placement. I've had this particular kit for well over a decade now, so I'm very used to using it. But definitely experiment with that placement. Just thought it might be helpful to share with you guys a real good visual aid of exactly how I do it. This is how I do it 9 times out of 10. And I'll post an example from this particular drum tracking session at the end here, just so you can hear exactly what these drums sounded like. And the clip I'm posting has no kind of samples blended in, no replacement, anything like that. Just a real quick basic EQ and compression, which we actually tracked with, because I do like to give that energetic feel to the drummer as he's tracking. So check it out. Here's some clips from that particular session. The drummer on the clips is Joey Barnes, a great friend of mine, and a fantastic artist in his own right, so be sure to check him out. And here's a little bit of the drums.